Hello students. After studying this module, you shall be able to define the prevalence of the conflict in organization, describe conflicts due to frustration, goals and rules, identify interpersonal and organizational conflicts, know intergroup behavior and dimensions of organizational conflict, apply conflict handling skills for more effective management. Conflict has both positive and negative aspects. This chapter provides a guide to help you to understand and define conflict cycle and discuss the consequences and sources of conflict in the workplace. Also, in the last section of this chapter, we will discuss procedures for resolving conflict and third-party resolutions. It is the perception of the conflict by two parties which decides the existence of the conflict. If no one is aware of the conflict, then it is generally agreed that no conflict exists. Thus, conflict is a process in which one party perceives that its interests are being opposed or negatively affected by another party. It shows that conflicts involve opposition, incompatibility between goals, interests, beliefs, value systems, and differences over interpretation of facts, disagreements based on behavioral expectations. Conflict can range from overt and violent acts to subtle form of disagreement. Traditionally, conflict views as bad, destructive, violent, and irrational. Conflict was considered as dysfunctional and harmful. Hence, it must be completely avoided at the workplace. The traditional view was consistent with the attitudes that prevailed about group behavior in the 1930s and 1940s. The negative outcome of conflicts resulted from poor communication among the members of a group, lack of openness and trust. It is a simple approach towards organizational conflict where they use various strategies for avoiding the dysfunctional effects of conflict. The human relations approach dominated the conflict theory from the late 1940s through the mid-1970s. According to them, conflict is a natural occurrence where two or more people interact with each other in all groups and organizations. They accepted the presence of conflict and viewed it as benefiting and even improving the group as well as organizational performance. They are the people who accepted the human relation approach and moved beyond that. In this sense, they have not only accepted conflict but encourage conflict and provide grounds for discussion, criticism, and creativity. According to integrationist approach, in the absence of conflict, group becomes static, apathetic, and non-responsive towards change and innovation. Thus, a minimum level of conflict is necessary to keep the group motivated and functional. Nature and type of conflict. All conflicts are not good. Functional conflicts are those which support groups in goal accomplishment and improve its performance. Such conflicts are constructive in nature, whereas the conflicts that do not facilitate the goal accomplishment, group activities, and organizational performance are dysfunctional in nature. There are three major types of conflict: task conflict, relationship conflict, and process conflict. Differentiate functional conflicts from dysfunctional conflict. The first one is the task conflict. Task conflict is related to the task assigned to the people for accomplishment of some goals. A low or moderate level of task conflict is functional in nature because it encourages discussion, brainstorming, innovative ideas, and creativity which help company to change for the better. But high level of task conflict create confusion about the content and the way in which the task should be performed. The next is the relationship conflict. Relationship conflict is about interpersonal relationships. It is always dysfunctional in nature. The clashes among people due to different types of personality, distinct value and belief systems, and different backgrounds make them hostile towards each other. It can further lead to decreased mutual understanding, thereby obstructing the completion of organizational goals. Yet another type is the process conflict. It relates to how work should be done. The low level of process conflict is functional in nature. Intense arguments about who should do what becomes dysfunctional in nature because they create uncertainty about the task roles and increase the time to complete tasks. The process of conflict. The process of conflict can be understood by the following diagram, which shows the 5 stages of conflict. The stage 1 is incompatibility. It is the stage of potential opposition. It requires certain antecedent condition to give rise to conflict. Example, communication, structure, and personal variables. Communication. Effective communication is a great source of compatibility, but too much or too little communication produces potential antecedent condition to conflict. Semantic difficulties, misunderstanding, and the noise in the communication channel put certain barriers in the way of communication, such as different words, connotation, jargon, insufficient exchange of information, and noise in the communication. Structure. The term structure in the context of organization refers to the size, degree of specialization in the task assigned to group members, clarity of decision making, compatible goals for members, leadership styles, reward systems, and the level of dependence between the groups. It is found from various researches that when group members are younger and when turnover is high, if the antecedent conditions discussed in stage 1 negatively affect something that one party cares about, then the potential for incompatibility or opposition felt in the second stage discussed earlier. Personality variables. Personality variables are the value person holds and the personality characteristics that account for individual differences are the potential source of conflict. Differences in values result into a high degree of social conflict. In organizations, social conflicts can be visualized in the form of prejudice, disagreements over one's contribution in the group, distribution of rewards and evaluation of results. Stage 2. Cognition and personalization. Conflict depends on the perception. Conflict arises when one party perceives the negative effects of the another party. Emotions play a major role in shaping perceptions. The perception of negative emotions oversimplify issues, reduce trust, and result into negative interpretations of the other party's behaviors. Whereas positive emotions increase the tendency to see the favorable relationship among the elements of a problem with which people can see the broader view of the situation and develop more innovative solutions. It is called personalized because it is at a feeling of emotional level when individuals become emotionally involved, parties experience anxiety, tension, frustration, or hostility. Stage 3. Conflict management strategies. Conflicts will occur in any organization. In the 1970s, Kenneth Thomas and Ralph Kilman recognized that understanding of conflicts opens the gates for constructive solutions. There are 5 levels or styles of dealing with conflict. Thomas-Kilman conflict mode instrument. This model gave 5 interpersonal styles of conflict resolution. Each approach can be placed in a 2-dimensional grid reflecting the person's motivation to satisfy his or her own interest, called assertiveness, and to satisfy the other party's interest, called cooperativeness. Competing. When one person seeks to satisfy his or her own interests, regardless of the impact on the other parties, he or she is said to be competing. This style has the strongest win or lose orientation because it has the highest level of non-cooperativeness. The people adopting this style convince others that what they are doing is correct and try to project the blame on someone else for the problem. Avoidance. Avoidance is trying to smooth over or avoid conflict situation altogether. A person, when recognizes the conflict, try to withdraw from it or suppress it. Collaborating. In collaboration, the intention of the parties is to solve the problem by clarifying differences rather than by accommodating various points of view. They attempt to find a win-win solution for both parties. They find a mutually beneficial solution through problem solving. They believe in information sharing so that both parties can identify and find common grounds and potential solutions that satisfy both of them. Accommodating. Accommodating refers to giving in completely to others' wishes or at least cooperating with little or no attention to one's own interests. When one party willingly sacrifices one's goal so that the other party achieve its goals, or forgiving someone for an altercation and allowing subsequent ones, are examples of accommodation style of conflict resolution. Compromising. Compromising style works when one party tries to reach a middle ground with the other party. In other words, each party in the conflict seeks to give up a little share something, resulting in a compromised outcome. In compromising situation, there is no clear winner or loser because everyone is losing and gaining to resolve the conflict and accepting a solution that provides complete satisfaction to both concerned parties. All these strategies provide general guidelines for parties in a conflict. People have restricted view of conflict handling tactics, otherwise there are several ways available. These 5 conflict handling strategies are relatively fixed. People may choose the options as per the situation and their need. Stage 4 or behavior. At this stage, conflicts become clearly visible to everyone. The statements, actions, and reactions are openly made by the parties in conflict to evoke responses from each other. Although conflict is characterized by subtle, indirect, and highly controlled form of tension, but when conflict reaches too high, then all the reactions become loud enough in the form of open aggression, apathy, sabotage, withdrawal, and perfect obedience to rules. Stage 5. Outcome. Conflict is an interpersonal process. Thus, perception, expectation, values, and intention plays vital role behind the way people behave. Intentions lie behind each and every act of an individual, influences the perception and overt behavior. Usually, people enter in a conflict with each other, win-win approach or win-lose approach. Although everyone wants to end up with win-win outcome, which is not possible, those who got win-win outcome believe that the resources at stake are expendable rather than fixed if the parties work together to find a creative solution. However, the people with win-lose approach believe that parties are drawing from a fixed resource, so the more one party receives, the more the other party forfeits. Lose-lose situation. The first quadrant given in the figure shows the lose-lose situation. It occurs in a situation in which the conflict deteriorates to the extent that both parties get negative outcomes. Example, the boss fires the most effective executives. Here, the organizations lose his effective workforce and the employee at the same time. Employee loses the brand name associated with him due to the organization. Lose-win situation. The second quadrant allows the lose-win relationship between the two parties in conflict. In this situation, party A or the organization is defeated by party B or the employee. Example, highly qualified, responsible and sincere employee leaves the organization because they get more benefits from somewhere else. Party A loses and B gains. Win or lose situation. The third quadrant depicts a situation in which a party A wins and the party B loses. Example, organizations firing the inefficient employees. Employees tend to lose because they lost their jobs, and organizations they tend to gain as they can recruit more efficient replacements. Win-win situation. In the win-win situation, both parties perceive that now they are in much better position as compared to the time when they began with the conflict. For example, in order to prevent or slow down the rate of turnover of its good employees, organization adds some more benefits in their salary package. It is benefiting to both the employees because they in any case don't feel comfortable switching over, and in the same job they have got better perks. Similarly, organization also doesn't want to spend its time, energy and money in finding out the replacement, and it retains the potentially good employees. Causes of conflict. Conflict may be defined as a process in which one party perceives that another party has taken or will behave in a way which will produce unfavorable outcomes. Conflicts are stemming out from a variety of causes. It includes the interaction with people and organization. Some of the major causes of conflict are: the first is perceptual distortion. Perceptual distortion is the bias in the way one perceives the situations as being favorable to them. People in conflict with others tend to misperceive the differences between themselves in ways that tend to make that conflict worse. Some of the perceptual errors are naive realism, that is, a perceptual error where people in a conflicting situation perceive their own views as objective and assume others' views as more biased. It magnifies the differences between them. Incompatibility error. Incompatibility errors arise when parties assume their interests as adversely incompatible. They expect that there is no possibility of mutual agreement on issues. Fixed sum error. Both parties assume that the other party is also paying equal importance to every issue. However, it may be possible that issues that are most important for one may not be that important to the other. But this faulty perception can increase the conflict between them. Transparency overestimation. Each party assumes that all their expectations and interests are apparent to the other party, which is different from the reality and hence increases the conflicts. Grudges. A conflict arises when people find themselves enabled to influence a situation and they attempt to prepare an even situation with person, whereas internally they were planning to take some revenge. Distrust. Distrust is most powerful feeling among the parties in conflict. People usually suspect the favorable activities done by other party, which comes in a way of negotiations. Also, trust is important among employees to put good team efforts. Highly reputed companies try their best to maintain trust among the employees. Competition over scarce resources. Scarcity and excess of resources both tend to create problems because the conflict will arise over the distribution of resources such as space, money, equipment, or personnel. People usually have self-serving tendency and perceive or overestimate their own contributions to the organizations. Therefore, they feel more deserving of resources than the others. Destructive criticism. Communicating negative feedback in organization arouses unnecessary conflict. Instead of handling the situations with positive remarks, people often give destructive criticism. This negative feedback hampers the job of the client instead of driving him towards better performance and hence evokes conflict between the boss and the employee. Therefore, constructive feedback is always suggested for effective management. Consequences of conflict. People usually perceive the term conflict as negative and associate it with aggression and confrontation. But this is not the only truth. Conflict is also positive. They will lead to the better results. Negative consequences of conflict. Conflicts usually tend to produce negative emotions or begin a chain of negative or harmful effects in organizations. Conflicts increase the stress level of the people and divert their attention from work to conflict resolution or in handling the negative emotions and stress arising out of conflict. A boss who usually scolds his employees in front of others and always criticizes them with negative feedback, the employees would dislike such bosses and become inattentive for the important aspects of the job. Organizational conflicts have costly effects on organizational performance. 10 ways to deal with conflict, IIE solutions. Positive consequences of conflict. Suppose a situation where boss is discussing some project with his team and few team members disagree on some important aspect of the project. They all are involved in discussing the project and coming up with constructive ideas and generate productive situations that build the project in a much better way. Positive conflicts are always encouraged in organizations as it enhances performance. The benefits gained out of organizational conflicts are: it may improve the quality of organizational decisions, it brings those problems into the focus otherwise which were ignored, it motivates people to appreciate the achievement or recognize the contributions of each other. Conflicts encourage the creative and innovative solutions to the problems that facilitate organizational changes. Coping with conflict. How to manage conflict effectively is a big question. To answer it, we need to address both individual and organizational conflicts separately. Coping strategies to deal with individual conflict. Little bit of anxiety is beneficial for the employee, but too much of stress, anxiety, anger are not good for both individual as well as the organization. Therefore, people should take responsibility for their own wellness. Exercise plays an important role in the fitness of a person. Therefore, employees should include some exercises in their daily routine activities. A person can make use of relaxation techniques such as biofeedback or meditation to manage a prolonged conflicting situation effectively. Meditation is when people slowly repeat a peaceful phrase or chants or concentrates on mental pictures in a quiet location. It produces a desirable physical and mental impact on people. It relaxes the body and mind. People themselves can control their behavior by deliberately managing the antecedents and the consequences of their own behavior, known as behavioral self-control techniques. It will help them in controlling the speed and direction of conflict. This could manage the consequences by rewarding themselves with an extra break when they remain calm and poised after confrontations with the opposing party. The presence of people who support you in a crisis enable you to gain confidence in your own self and reduce the negative impact of conflict within the person and about the situation. Coping strategies to deal with interpersonal conflict. Managers can use following strategies to deal with destructive disputes effectively at workplace. The attitudes and behaviors of the manager should be such that they want their employees to emulate. The source of conflict, structural or interpersonal, should be identified on time. The focus should be on task and not on personalities. Time is very important while dealing with conflict, therefore address conflict in a timely way. It is very important to learn from conflict. Coping strategies to deal with intergroup conflict. Following strategies can be used to reduce intergroup conflict. Avoidance. This would be to simply ignore the conflict or impose a solution. Diffusion. An attempt is made to settle down the conflict and cool off the emotions and hostilities of the group involved. Also, the need for cooperation has been introduced in the group. Containment. Under this strategy, some conflict is allowed to surface, but it is carefully spelled out which issues are to be discussed and how they are to be resolved. Confrontation. This strategy is at the other end of the continuum from avoidance, as we discussed in the above section. All the issues are discussed openly. The conflicting groups directly confront the issue and each other to attain the mutually satisfactory solution. Conflict has benefits and costs. The key task facing organizations and then is to manage that the conflict so as to minimize those costs and maximize those benefits through bargaining. Summary. Conflict is inevitable. The sources of conflict include grudges, malevolent attributions, destructive criticism, distrust, and competition over scarce resources. Conflict, if becomes very high, then make the environment dysfunctional. Conflicts also have beneficial effects such as bringing out problems in open, motivate people to appreciate each other's position, and encourage people to welcome new ideas. Conflicts can be managed effectively by motivating the conflicting parties to negotiate win-win solutions between them.